Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with another one of our 2024 Southern Lights contestants, Miss Cassie Shores. Cassie, welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? Let us get to know you a little bit.
Sure. Well, I'm Cassie Shores. I grew up in Sneads, Florida, so I'm from Jackson County, but I am now in Tallahassee, Florida, so I have since moved off a little bit, not too far away. Still keep in touch with everyone for sure. I went to Chipola College. I was in show choir there, and I met my husband actually whenever I was in middle school, of all things. We've been together ever since. We're now married with 2 children. We have a little girl, Savannah, who's 3, and a little boy, Xander, who's 5. We did move off and go to Atlanta for a few years, but we call this area home. So Tallahassee is home to us, and definitely it's been a journey.
That is so cool. So with you having been to Chipola, you just set the bar like really high now. You realize that. You just put it really high. But I have no doubt you'll do a good job. This is going to be fun and exciting. And so what do you do for work?
Yeah, so I'm the director of sales for a software company here in Tallahassee. We are in 43 states, so it's definitely a nationwide company. It's called Just FOIA. It's part of the MCCI brand of family companies. And we basically provide a public records request software for public sector agencies. So I manage a team of about 9 solution consultants that sell throughout the country.
Very nice. Well, that sounds like it could be quite interesting at times.
Yes, definitely.
So what about hobbies, things you like to do when you're not working?
Absolutely. So obviously a lot of time is spent with my 2 kiddos when I am not working. And I'm also very involved at my church. So I go to Celebration Baptist in Tallahassee. And I took a little time off of singing actually for a little while. That's definitely part of my journey, but mostly because I had little babies at home. And once they got a few years older, I approached my husband and was just like, hey, I know that it would mean you're having to get them ready for church on Sunday, but I'd love to join the worship team again and get to sing again. So I started that about a year ago, just before Easter. And so I've been doing that for about a year and glad to be a part of it. It's been a lot of fun to get back on the stage.
What would you like to do with your singing? How far would you like to go with it?
I just want to be able to use the gifts that God gave me more than anything. I'm glad I'm getting to use it in a capacity at church, of course, but I'd love to be able to go further with it. Whatever that looks like, really, I'd put in the Lord's hands, honestly. So whether that be recording or just doing local shows or more than that, I'm open to whatever that plan looks like that he has for me.
Was there something specific that happened whenever you were like, I really want to start singing again? I missed that. Like, was there something that happened that made that kind of pop back up in your mind?
Well, actually, our pastor had approached me about some opportunities in the church, and some of those didn't necessarily align with what I could do at that time in my life, but it really just started, the wheels turning of how else can I get involved and how else can I serve? And of course, I've always sung. It's been a big part of my life since I was 3 years old. But I had gotten away from it for a while, especially when we lived in Atlanta. It wasn't something I did when we lived there. But I knew, I felt the call to come back and start singing again on stage. And it's been so much fun to do it all over again. And, I did it a lot at Chipola in terms of being on stage and Jazzmatazz and all the different shows that we get to do. I was part of a couple of the musicals and things like that while being there. But it's a different capacity. Here at my church, it's televised. We do a webcast every week. We're on Fox 49, which is neat. So it's a different experience than just singing at, my old local church in Grand Ridge.
So you have a national audience is what you're bragging about right now. Is you have
not
a national
bragging
audience.
about, definitely not bragging. Yeah. Definitely not. But it's a wonderful platform that we get to use for God, and to be able to talk about Jesus and sing for him each week. So
what kind of style do you have? What genre? I know you've talked about church, but is there any other kind of music that you're really, you're passionate about?
Sure. I mean, I do sing a lot of songs about Jesus, honestly. So it's a lot of Christian music. But since I have that show choir background, I love Broadway music. And so, not everybody loves Broadway, but Broadway has so many different styles within it. If you think about it, it's not all one particular style. There's country musicals, and even Dolly Parton's coming out with a musical
right.
about her life. So
all those rednecks got excited about that one.
No, right? So you can find a little bit of everything. And honestly, I do like a lot of different styles of music, but I do find myself listening to Christian music most often.
Well, are you going to be bringing some Broadway style stuff to the live event? Or are you going to stick with Christian? What are you going to do? Or can you tell us yet?
Honestly, I'm undecided, if I'm being perfectly open and honest and transparent about it. So it's a tough decision, finding something that's going to get the crowd involved, that people will like, shows off my voice. So I've got some Broadway possibilities, some, Christian possibilities. So we'll see. But I don't want to reveal any secrets yet.
There you go.
I want it to be a surprise.
There you go. Well, that's what it's all about, is getting them engaged and getting them involved. So I'm excited to see it. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, we've sat down with another one of our contestants, Miss Cassie Shores. We're excited to have her be a part of this. And if you saw her audition video, you need to come see her live July the 11th through the 13th at the Chipola College Pro Center for the Arts Theater there in Marianna, Florida. You can get your tickets now on our website or at their box office. So please go get those tickets now. We sold out last year, so you better go get your tickets early. Make that happen. Cassie, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm excited for the show.